Right, I wanted to talk now about the children of today. Children are beautiful. I've had a few of my very own. I've taught many of others, people's children, and I absolutely have loved working with children. I taught swimming, I've worked at preschools, um, I've worked at aftercares, and I absolutely love working with children. I can honestly say that children are different these days. I suppose our parents said that about us when we were born, back in the day, how different we were, which just proves that the process of evolution, however you see and understand the process of evolution, is happening. There are changes with every generation that comes into this world. They bring something new to the earth. And children are probably the most evident if you have worked with children and if you understand how you were as a child and if you've listened to your parents' stories when they were children. They're all coming in with different stuff. I mean, the kids today are coming in with already, they're already primed for the technology or the world of technology we're working in. The way we communicate, the way we try and discipline them, there are different methods that you have to use to deal with the children of today. You can't just lash out and threaten them, or some work with gentle parenting, some work with a harder approach. You kind of need to feel your way with the kids. But I can tell you this with kids is that you've got to listen to them. I taught swimming for a good many years, and if anything, the kids taught me more than I taught them. I taught them the skill of swimming. They taught me way much more. They taught me how to teach them. They taught me how to, when I say how to teach them, how to communicate with them, how to recreate my thinking in teaching a skill, how to deal with their emotions, how to build their trust. It was almost like they're going to show me how first, then we're going to break it down, and then we build a whole process of trust, and then I can show them what I know, and between us we worked it out together. In the preschools, writing, reading, the same thing. Working on computers, working with, what was that game called? There was a game called with different shapes. I lose the name now, but I often said to the teachers, because I would go like, do you know how to do that number of the game? And many times the teachers actually look at each other like, okay, give it to the children, just put it down there and don't say anything. And lo and behold, they would solve the problem. And here we sitting there, the ones that are supposed to be showing them how to do it are going, all right, that is so cool. I just learned from a 4, 5, 6-year-old how to do that. How much information I've actually learned by teaching children with the questions they ask. And then you have to quickly go and Google the information and go, right, okay, this is how this says it, that's how you say it. Yeah, we're actually correct. You're right. Parents have taught their children, they've retained the information. Let's come back to school and taught the teachers. The children of today are different. We have had to work out different ways of operating in the home, doing chores in the home. I listened to one of my ladies that I watch on YouTube the other day, and she was explaining how they've had to, and I'd done that with my children as well, so it was so nice hearing that other people have had to do that, is, right, we've got to do stuff in the house, guys. What do you like to do? We've got mopping, sweeping, mopping, vacuuming, dishes that need to be done, polishing of this, sweeping outside, the weeding of the garden, mowing of the lawn, taking out the trash. We've got to make our beds in the bedroom. Who's going to do what? Who's cleaning the toilet? Who's cleaning the showers and the baths? At the end of the day, the things need to get done. And if it means they can choose what they like for that to get done, I will take the other jobs. And so it was very interesting to hear that other people have had to do that as well. It's not a case of you will do the dishes come hell or high water. Well, the way we were taught is like, you're going to do this in your bedroom, that in the lounge, that in the kitchen, and you did it. whether you liked it or not, you blooming did it. Otherwise, you knew what was coming. And it's way, way different. My husband was very horrified, having not had children until he met me, and then we had our son, when he heard the girls talking back to me. Now, he was 38 when I met him. I was 42. The girls were pre-teens, pre-tweens, teens. And I had allowed them to express themselves because I was not allowed to express myself as a child. I was, do as you're told. You may not get angry. You may not backchat me. You may not have your own brain in thinking how this is going to go. And I did never, I got into trouble because of that. It took me a long time into adulthood to learn that actually I have a right to be and think for myself. And I'm now the voice of authority. I don't actually know how to deal this. And so I taught my children that there are phases that we go through that we all knew. At those phases is where the boundaries will shift. And you may have your say. Of course, you can get angry. And I helped guide and facilitate how they deal their anger. I didn't always go according to plan because life isn't like that. You don't know what your child's personality actually is. And you don't know what your child's journey is in life. And there I learned too. I had two daughters 16 months apart and two very different personalities. Each child I've had to parent incredibly differently. And, it kind of makes you think and realize why this one looked favored or that one seemed favored when you were growing up with your siblings, right? My children tried that. My girls, you prefer her and you prefer her. You love her more than me. And I'm like, no, that's not entirely how it goes. I love you all as much as I can love you, which is greater than the world and possibly the universe. But I don't like you right now. And I don't like you right now. And sometimes I like her more than I like you because of the phase that you were going through. Because you're bloody cheeky at the moment, and I actually don't like the way that you keep speaking to me. So until you're through this phase, there's certain ways of how you're going to be treated, and you've got to learn how you like to be treated back. So everybody has their boundaries. Everybody can be pushed so far and pulled in, and some will allow a little bit more and some won't. It all depends what the phase of life is, what they have to learn, what they're going to deal out. And of course, the parent has a right to feel as well. As much as you try and do, it's not always up to the parent to be in the best behavior pattern possible. It's up to the parent to guide and facilitate the process. You facilitate your own process because you are the adult, but you've also got to facilitate the child's process. And so, it's very, very diverse world to work in and to operate with. And if you can open yourself up into thinking and working with what your children bring to you in this world and what they are teaching you and what they are showing you, it's a dual purpose, multi-purpose world that we live in a family these days. It's not mother and child, parents and children, and a hierarchical system. It actually doesn't entirely work that way. The souls that are coming in, sometimes your children's souls are way more mature than the adults' souls. But there's still a facilitation and guidance process. So there's a bit of a balance here and there that needs to be worked out and understood as to how you can integrate in your world and work harmoniously within the families as well. So it's quite interesting. Your children also come into this world to teach you about your inner child, where you feel pain and where you give to your child, where you needed to do things differently. You work with your child, but at the same time, you can heal your inner child as well. So it becomes dual purpose. We are mirroring each other to learn our lessons. And so the projection to each other to learn our lessons is the same. Projections, mirroring, that's a whole different topic. But should you need to learn or want to learn more about it, you're more than welcome to reach out. livesmartfd@gmail.com. Speak to me about your children. Speak to me about parenting. I can help guide, I can help facilitate. I won't necessarily have the answers. My method of healing is in teaching you how to question the questions, then find the answers. You have the answers within yourself. But many people are needing the guidance in finding the way forward in how to navigate their way forward through life, down the path, guiding their children, helping themselves, being the parents, being the friend, being the facilitator in this family as well. So, work with me. I can help you. I can help guide the process. I've been down a few paths. I also will be able to, if I can't give the information or help you with information, we will get and achieve the information. It's part of the healing journey. I am a healer. I am a facilitator in these processes, but I'm about teaching you how to heal your life, yourself, and your path forward as a parent, as a child, as a person in this world. So I look forward to your emails at livesmartfd@gmail.com. And hopefully we can build our communities, our groups, and drive this forward thinking process forward. We are growing, we are evolving, we are developing into a different era, a different way of living, a different way of being. And I think we all need help and guidance within this process. So let's help each other forward, holding hands and doing it together. So I hope to chat to you soon.